This is Sherman DeJohn. We're here with Daniel Cowan, Senior Manager, Dining Services for Disney Cruise Line. He's going to walk us through all the food and beverage on board the brand new Disney Treasure. Daniel, are you ready to jump in?
I'm ready.
All right, and this is Insider Travel Report. Daniel, there are a lot of food and beverage on board. I think it's a bevy of options for people. Walk us through kind of an overview of all the different food and beverage on board the Disney Treasure.
Perfect. So on all our Disney ships, we try to have something for everybody. And what we've done, we've taken a lot of our guest favorites and embellished upon those, and then also added some of new venues as well for the Disney Treasure. So we have our rotation dining concept, which is, what Disney introduced back in 1998 and continues to be one of our guest favorites. We have our three main dining rooms. We have 1923, Worlds of Marvel, and Plaza de Coco. Two of those are similar to our sister ship on the Disney Wish, and very, very popular. The difference here being that we have a 7-day itinerary. So we get to play around more with the menu, give a lot of different experiences. We have a second show in World of Marvel where Baby Groot is the star and just hilarious. I don't know if you've seen him yet. Have you dined?
We did that
Baby
the first
You
night,
did?
yes.
Okay, yeah.
He is mischievous.
A lot of fun. And Plaza de Coco, of course. That is our brand new, only for Disney Treasure, fantastic rotation dining restaurant. Again, two completely different experiences. On top of that, we also have our fine dining adult venues. We have Palo Steakhouse and Enchanté, where we're sitting right now, which are just two beautiful venues to come up and relax, have a phenomenal evening away just to get away and unwind with beautiful views. And then poolside, we have a lot of options at our Festival of Foods, from our Donald's Cantina, super popular, really, a big hit. Mickey's Smokestack Barbecue, absolutely incredible, selection there. We have our Donald's Grill. So yeah, lots of great selections, Daisy's Pizzas, so many different things there. And then we have 24-hour room service. If you still haven't had enough to eat or you had to miss something, we do have 24-hour room service as well, which is a great offering through the ship.
What were some of the culinary inspirations for the menus?
So I think over the years, what we try and do, our chefs really look at our guests' favorites, and we always want to keep some of those guest favorites, but then we want to introduce new items that are themed to the particular area. So for example, Plaza de Coco, our chefs really got into the Mexican cuisine, all the ingredients and spices, and looking at the regions, etc., and basically playing in a test kitchen and coming up with recipes, ingredients, testing, changing back and forth. Obviously that's really easy for Plaza de Coco. For 1923, again, we just, we want to keep the same level of experience, but completely change the menu. So when you do go in, you have a different experience. And again, they just spend a lot of time, twisting our guest favorites, changing things around and introducing new things. So it's a kind of a blend that we do.
How do you think about, because obviously each of these rotational dinings has a really strong theme and also an entertainment component as well for Plaza de Coco and for Worlds of Marvel. How do you think about building the menu around the entertainment, around the kind of overall atmosphere of the restaurant?
Yeah, so when we look at our show dining, we really look at it in three parts. We have the service, that we want to provide in a restaurant, normal, service. We have the entertainment aspect that has to combine with that. And then of course we have the culinary piece. And all three need to be tied together. So we kind of have a timing chart where we fit in the entertainment that doesn't interfere with service. And then depending on length of show, maybe we make the menu less complex, or for example, I'll give you an example in Plaza de Coco and Arundel. What we do is we include the desserts on the menu so that we do not need to interfere as much in the show to retake a dessert order, for example. So we just try and change things to make sense, to give guests the chance to relax, enjoy the show, and enjoy the food at the same time. It's just trying to balance everything.
And on a 7-day voyage, they experience these restaurants twice.
Correct.
How do you
yes.
keep that fresh the second time around?
So, culinary obviously is very easy to do, two completely distinct menus. We do also have two in World of Marvel and in Plaza di Coco, two completely distinct shows that are totally different. So it really engages, especially families as well. One of the shows now, the new show in World of Marvel, is highly interactive. So we try and just differentiate as much as we can in those venues.
And you mentioned before the crew. The crew
Yes.
is really important
Yeah.
to the overall dining experience. Walk me through how integral that crew is. I know with the rotational dining, they stay with the guests
Absolutely.
throughout the journey.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the crew and why they matter so much.
So one of our biggest successes with Disney Cruise Line is the rotation dining because of that relationship we build with our crew and our guests. So in rotation dining, you're assigned to a table and you move every single night to a different restaurant, but your service team follows you. So on night one, if you don't eat cheese and your son only likes 3 ice cubes in his Coca-Cola, they know that on day one. So every day after that, it's just seamless experience. And what I love, I come on the ships now to spend time with the teams and make sure we're delivering our service. I love the last night, and I just stand at the door of the restaurants and I watch when the guests are leaving on that last night. The hugs, the kisses, the relationships are so strong after a few days, and I really believe that's one of our biggest secrets, yeah.
You also have a number of lounges on the Treasure. I was particularly blown away by the Haunted Mansion Lounge. Yeah. Really interactive, really immersive.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that space.
So, as you said, we just take some of the best from the attractions in Walt Disney World, and we've introduced them onto our ships for the first time. So this is a classic example where it's intimate, it's highly themed, and when you're in there, I'm not going to give away all the secrets, but it just transforms through your experience, and it's mind-blowing. It's just beautiful. And I think what we try and do there is, same with Skipper Society, we take some of the iconic park attractions, and again, it's not necessarily we try to replicate it, it's a nod to the attraction, but we add our own little bits of personality and things to it as well. So it's very cool.
The Imagineering team plays a big role.
The Imagineering team,
in those details.
They're incredible. They're incredible. The level of detail they go to is spectacular. And for me, I love sitting in and just watching them work, watching them make their magic, and then when it comes to life and guests walk in, they have no idea of the work behind the scenes and the excitement and the magic. And when you see it come to life, it's truly spectacular.
You also have Periscope Pub. That's
Periscope
based
Pub,
on
yep.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yes.
What kind of events are you planning to host in that space?
So in there, we do a lot of our popular trivia events. We do a lot of smaller events with families during the days. Obviously sports, we have the TV so you can go in and catch a game, have a good pint of beer. We also have a dedicated galley for that space. So this is another place. If you want to just have a relaxing evening, watch a game, have a fish and chips, instead of going to dinner, you can actually have that option as well. So it's pretty cool.
Also for breakfast and lunch, we've managed to get to Marceline Market a few times.
Yep.
What was that space inspired by, and how does it differ from some of the other dining venues? It's more buffet style.
Exactly. So we call it a food court. So it's our food court. It's themed with the old warehouses converted into beautiful food courts. And it's Marceline is where Walt Disney grew up. It's a town near Missouri or in Missouri. And again, what we do there, we have dedicated stations with different selections. So guests don't need to get in one line and go along and pick up food. You can go to a dedicated station, have a full meal. And then if you want to try other things, there are various different options, and a lot more of it is cooked on stage in front of guests. So guests actually see the freshness. We also do a lot more of the cruise serving guests, so it's not really so much help yourself kind of buffet style. It is far more served, kind of a little bit more of an upgrade in this location.
You also have a really nice piano lounge, Scat Cat Lounge.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that space. You have a nice piano player.
Yeah.
Playing at certain parts of the day.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that space.
So what's really nice about Scat Cat Lounge is as it joins the atrium, the bar is actually half open to the full atrium. So you can sit enjoy the Grand Hall, excuse me. You can enjoy the Grand Hall and some of the activities there while having a drink, or you can go into Scat Cat Lounge and have a quiet, relaxing drink while enjoying the music. That venue also does, in the daytime, do a lot of tastings. You know, we have a lot of, that's very popular on board the ships. And it's a great venue, you know, very centrally located, great for families, you know, during the day, and then adults at night just to relax and really have a nice, relaxing cocktail.
You mentioned earlier Palo and Enchante.
Yeah.
Enchante, we're in this space right now.
Yeah.
It is stunning.
It is.
How do those two restaurants differ from the rotational dining offerings?
So, Palo Steakhouse and Enchante are paid up experiences. Obviously, rotation dining, everything is included in your cruise package. Palo is one of our guest favorites on our regular fleet. We, on the Wish class of ships, you know, the Wish, Treasure and Destiny, we've really taken that and embellished upon it to make it more of a steakhouse feel. So it's just an upgraded, great Italian cuisine plus a steakhouse. Beautiful bar as you enter the Rose Bar to sit and have a pre or post dinner drink, and just a great place to really relax. Enchante, we have our menu written by Chef Arnaud Lallemare, and he's a 3 Michelin star chef, so obviously incredibly French inspired food up here. Very, very, I mean, as you can see, just totally relaxing, beautiful cuisine. I mean, much like you would find in top restaurants in any big city in the world. It's just a phenomenal space.
Yeah, the detailing in here, the marble, the gold,
Yeah,
it pops.
It's beautiful. Right behind us there, we have as you enter, you're walking into a glass of champagne, you know, and with the bubbles, it's beautiful.
There are also some outdoor venues on some of the upper decks. You have Cove Bar, you have Currents. I'm assuming that's more for if you want to be outside, you want to have a beverage while you're maybe in the pools. Tell me a little bit about those
so
spaces.
on the after the ship, we have our adult area where we do have Cove Cafe, which is a coffee bar. You have the option to sit inside, very intimate and relaxing. Incredible selection of coffees, teas, and a full bar. And then you can also enjoy the outside. We do have outdoor seating there too. And then just around the corner adjacent to that, you have our Cove Bar, which is a full bar again, you know, especially at the sea days where the little, you know, the pool is very, very busy and popular. We have a great selection of drinks there for our adults. And then on the forward end, we do have Currents, which is spread so you can really get to enjoy the beautiful sea views right over the pool areas on the ships, and just a nice bar to enjoy the outdoors.
This will probably be the hardest question, but I am going to ask you if you have
Okay.
a personal favorite venue on this ship.
You know, I do have one. It's kind of hidden away. It's called Hook's Barbery. And you can go in for a beautiful shave, haircut, relax. But hidden away behind, we have a selection or an incredible selection, probably the best on any ship at sea, of bourbons, including pre-prohibition bourbons.
Interesting.
So if you want to sit and have a phenomenal drink at the end of the day, I think that would be my pick, yeah.
That's great. Is there anything else people should know about food and beverage aboard the Disney Treasure?
No, I think, again, what we try and do is have something for everybody. And I think the rotation dining is our kind of big picture success when it comes to feeding families and having that interactive dining experience. But there are so many other things around throughout the days that really you have a great selection to choose from. That's what we try and do.
Well, Daniel, thank you so much for this overview.
Thank you.
There's a lot of food and beverage on board this ship.
Yeah.
They're all fantastic.
Good.
Thank you so much for this overview. This is Sherman D. John, and this is Insider Travel Report.